So that certain Aquaman starlet is losing and they know it. So instead of trying to talk about the facts of the case, what they're trying to do is flip the script in the media and in the courtroom, saying that when JD's team, they go after the truth, they're not going after the truth at all. Nope. What they're doing is going after the aggrieved. Again, they don't want you really listening to what they have to say. Now, JD's team knew this is exactly how things would go too. In fact, they called this out days ago, saying that certain Aquaman starlet would be putting on the performance of their lifetime. They would continue to try to flip the script, and they have been trying to do that quite a bit too. Yeah, JD's team, they put that on blast, that certain Aquaman starlet. Now, what's funny is all of this, it kind of mirrors what's happening in the courtroom. You can see her team losing their patience, losing their cool outside of the courtroom, just like they do inside of it real time. You and I, we're going to talk about all of this today. Oh man, fun times, huh? Fun times indeed. So hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. And as the days pass, that certain Aquaman starlet, they become more and more desperate. Like I said, they know they're losing. They know that they have to shift the narrative, and they have to shift it now. And that is exactly what they tried to do through People magazine. Listen to this statement that they produced. Quote, "There's an old saying by trial lawyers. When the facts are on your side, argue the facts. When the facts are not on your side, pound away on the podium." Today, we expect JD's attorneys will instead pound away on the victim. Again, you notice cross-examination talking about any of the quote-unquote facts in this case. Yeah, that's not talking about facts at all. That's going after the victim. We fear it will be equal parts shameful and desperate. It was shameful and desperate, by the way, but it was that way on her part, not on JD's team part. And the overwhelming evidence, the truth, is not on JD's side. Yeah, it didn't seem that way when they were showing pictures, ones in tabloid press showing that she wasn't injured at all. They proved that she didn't have medical records because she hadn't seen anybody. She admitted the op-ed was about him. Yeah, it feels like the truth's on his side, but continuing. The one thing we suspect JD's attorneys will avoid is the central issue in the trial. Does that certain Aquaman starlet or any woman whatsoever have the First Amendment right of freedom of speech? Again, that is shifting the narrative. That is trying to make it about things that this is not about. It's not about any woman. It's about this specific woman. It's not about a victim and going after them. It's about proving that she was a victimizer. Again, trying to move things away from what this is really about. Now, JD's team called this out and they put it on blast. And the funny thing about it is they did it before she even tried to change that narrative. They knew that she would be putting on the performance of a lifetime. They knew that story, it would continue to evolve. And it has, by the way. She's added in even more details on the stand as we're watching her end and in cross, while JD's statement, it stayed the same for 6 long years. Quote, "As JD's counsel correctly predicted in their opening statements last month, that certain Aquaman starlet did indeed, quote-unquote, deliver the performance of her lifetime in her direct examination. While her stories have continued to grow new and convenient details, JD's recollections have remained exactly the same throughout 6 painful years since her first allegations were made. His truth, the truth, and that's the key there, the truth, and you can see it through all of the evidence that's presented and all of the evidence that strikes down what she says is the truth, is the same, no matter the environment in which it has been presented. The upcoming cross-examination from JD's team will be most telling and will certainly highlight the many fallacies that certain Aquaman starlet has now attempted to pass off as fact throughout her convoluted testimony. And that is exactly what her testimony is, too. Convoluted and then some. Now, speaking of consistency, mind you, there is one thing that has been consistent throughout all of that certain Aquaman starlet's multiple cases and multiple statements: the salt. Any time that JD speaks, I mean, if he says a word, they have to go full press attack, because it's not about putting out the truth for them. It's about attacking him, even while they're trying to pretend that they're being persecuted. They even use that word here. Listen to this. This would be the statement, by the way, that came before the first statement we talked about. So as evidenced by the statement just released, JD's defamation claim is falling apart so rapidly that his counsel are turning from prosecutor to persecutor. So clever. You gotta love that. Now here comes the salt. They boast that JD's story has not changed. If so, since he lost the DVRO and he resoundingly lost the libel case in the UK, perhaps he should consider a new strategy rather than a recycled approach of attacking the victim and refusing to take responsibility for his own conduct. Yeah, it's just like she's holding up a mirror and she's talking about herself, right? If JD was truly innocent, why has he repeatedly apologized for her and promised to put the monster away for good? Again, you have to have some type of word that means something else. Like monster, it's got to mean something else, because if you don't buy into that, well, where are all your claims? They fall by the wayside. One of her disappointments is his inability to distinguish fact from friction, a malady which appears to have spread to his legal team. Oh, I guess they're hallucinating too, according to her. That same team is so panicked that they are fighting tooth and nail to prevent compelling evidence and photos from being introduced. You mean like that photograph that came from 2012 for a narrative that came from 2013? A narrative you had to change on the stand? Yeah, that doesn't sound desperate, does it? Small wonder JD does not have the fortitude or courage to even look at her at all throughout the proceedings, and he could not in the UK trial, and instead he doodles and snickers. We heard that challenge too on the stand. He told her he would never again let her see his eyes. I think that that's kind of poetic, and I think that's kind of just too. You'll never look me in the face because I will never give you that. That is spoken as somebody that is a survivor, not a victimizer. But hey, let's all pretend our parts, right? But anyway, let me know what you think about this. Always appreciate the heck out of you. You make this work. Thank you. Look at her try to change it up. But, oh, man. Anyway, let me know. Appreciate you. Next time. See you soon.